Welcome to the OT, presented by Ford.
Well, if that was a Super Bowl preview, we are in for a good one. Buffalo comes back, but just short. 13-12, Philadelphia gets the win. That also means that the New England Patriots have won the AFC East. Before we get to all that and what has happened here in Week 17, I want to ask you guys, show of hands here, who agrees with them going for two? You're the only one. Why?
Well, first of all, I think they had momentum. They were down there.
Yeah.
And look, the last play, he's wide open. He's wide open. Josh will tell you he's wide open. He missed him. But I would have gone for two.
I wouldn't have. You know why? Because if you first of all, you make the extra point, it's a mute point because they kick another one to win. I wouldn't have gone for two because they had momentum, which meant just kick a field goal, extra point. Go down there, put your defense back on the field, put your offense back on the field, and win the game that way. I just think there was so much at stake for these guys.
There was a lot of more. To your point, Philadelphia's offense hadn't generated much of anything in the second half.
Nothing in the second.
And it was Buffalo in the second half. So they did have the momentum.
Yeah, what about position changing, though, in standings? Did it matter one way or the other?
Here's the other question.
Other than New England?
Let's say they kick it. They flip the coin, and they get the choice. Buffalo. They take the ball.
Take the ball?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of if.
Yeah.
With that.
That's
you
an
were to say?
interesting question.
Here we go.
I was going to say the Buffalo had momentum going on the offense side of the ball. Those two final drives, they finally went down there and put up points and it was having consistent first downs. And on top of that, Howie just brought it up. I mean, Philadelphia Eagles, their stat sheet was completely the same after the first half and then after the second half as well. The Buffalo Bills defense stepped it up tremendously and was stopping this offense for the Eagles on an every given basis in the second half. They should have brought that into overtime, and that's why I think they should have kicked the extra point.
And if
Well, there was no question that they wanted to go for two. Immediately two.
But if you're Buffalo, you got to be frustrated because you had so many opportunities in this game where you fourth down play, you missed the extra point, you had the field goal position, and Josh got sacked for 20 yards. There were so many opportunities for them to win this game. It's almost like they almost didn't want to win the game for some strange reason. But I mean, I still think Buffalo's a tough out. I don't think if they in the playoffs, I think anybody they play is still going to be a tough out. It's not going to be an easy team to just beat and run over. And this play right there took them out of field goal position, and that would have changed the outcome of this game as well. But, yeah, second half was all Buffalo. First half was all Philadelphia.
You know, it's hard to talk about Philadelphia's defense when they gave up 331 yards and 2 touchdowns late. But the defense held them to a shutout in the first half. Jalen Carter comes back for the first time, makes a big block on special teams, but his defensive presence big. And their defense wound up, in the end, I guess you could say, winning this game for them because they kept Buffalo in check until the end.
And they talked about it during the game, Tom, and they talked about it during the game. Vic Fangio defenses, you can move the ball from 20 to 20.
Walked up to me and said, wow, that was crazy. And that final play was crazy, of course, as the Bills were going for 2 points right there. What happened? Take us through that.
Just the end of the game there.
Yeah.
Our defense never quits. That's what that is. No matter what the situation is, what the scoreboard says, we just never quit.
Held the Bills to a season low, 12 points. Got to Josh Allen 5 times. Why? I get you don't quit. What was working for your group today?
We just got some dogs on this team, especially on the front line. Some guys that can really cover in the back end and make them hold the ball a little longer for the front line, and they got to them.
Hey, everybody you talked to this week was so excited about the matchup, of course, going against the rushing attack. Josh Allen maybe could be a preview of the Super Bowl. What did your defense find out about yourself today? Because as Nick Sirianni told us, this is a big one for you guys heading into the postseason.
It was good on good today, and we knew we had a challenge with that rushing attack, and this team, this defense is always up for a challenge no matter what the situation is.
How do you seem so dry right now? I'm a wet rat.
I'm actually soaking wet right now. I can't wait to get in and shower.
Go in and celebrate with your guys. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Shower, good.
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, they had a couple opportunities that they didn't excel, when they needed to. And I always talk about it. When you got to score points in the red zone, if you don't at least walk away with a field goal, that's going to hurt you at the end of the game. And it happened with the Buffalo Bills. They had the 4th and goal they went for. They got stopped. I'm going to reiterate a little bit what Michael talked about a little bit earlier. But then they also had the PAT that was blocked. That was on special teams. But then also Josh Allen got sacked. They were in field goal position. He had that 18-yard sack that he took that put him out of field goal position. That could have been another 3 points. And then obviously the 2-point conversion at the end of the game. And actually, the play call was great. The guy was open. Josh Allen just didn't make the throw. That's not typical for him to do. He usually comes through in those clutch situations. But it's rainy out there. The ball's a little slippery. I mean, maybe he was a little tired or something. But overall, you got to score
ankle
points.
Injury, and he's moving to his left. Maybe he couldn't slip.
But you got to score points in the red zone when you're down there.
There's only one other quarterback in the NFC, if Philadelphia moves forward, that can give them fits. Is going to be an athletic quarterback. Who would you think that would be? The guy in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's the only. That's the Josh Allen comparison as far as mobility, athletic skills.
Can I ask a question? When we talk about should it momentum and should they have done it or kicked it or not, how many yards do you think Buffalo's defense gave up to Philadelphia's offense in the second half?
I know it was a 17 at one point.
Yeah, 16 yards.
16 yards only.
So I said,
Kick
Philadelphia had done
That's the point, man.
So let me ask this. Philadelphia has won 3 straight games after losing that couple in a row. People are wondering, are they back? Because the first 2 were against the Raiders and the Commanders. By winning this one, is Philadelphia back or are they not? Because you sound like you're saying the Buffalo let opportunities slip by.
one thing they've really, and I think over the last 3 games, we talked about them being maybe in the lab a little bit offensively. It's like, who are they? What are they doing? Are they going to run the football? They're going to throw the football, crossing routes. What are the route combinations? What are the formations? They've been in 12. They've been in 13 personnel, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends. They've been in some bunch. They've ran a lot of crossing routes. But the big question is, when can they string together one full game? One full game as a team.
Look,
no, not the weather. It's in any weather.
No,
throughout the course of the season, it's been 2 quarters great, 2 quarters bad.
Yeah, well,
if they want to have a deep playoff run, they're going to have to string together games. But I've been talking to Philadelphia Eagles fans out there, and they keep saying, hey, we have everyone where we want them. They keep guessing what we're going to bring to the table every single week, and then boom, when the playoffs come, they're going to put it together. So let me tell you, the fan base is very happy whenever I talk to a fan that's a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Go ahead, Mike. Listen, defending that title, world champion, is hard to do. And I've said this a couple of weeks ago on this show, is that the Eagles right now said this morning, the Eagles, to me, were the most complete team. I think they are rising to the occasion. Today, I don't care how they won, they won. That's all that matters. Nobody cares.
And that's what they say.
Yes. Now we get to the playoffs, and I promise you, all these rookies out there that think that the NFL is fast when they get there, wait till you get to the playoffs. It goes to another level. How, I don't know. And I'm just saying to myself right now, Philadelphia has the skilled people, has the defense. I think of anyone in the NFC to take it up another notch. They know how to do it.
They have the experience as well.
But you can't wait to get to the playoffs and all of a sudden go, we're going to come together. It doesn't work that way, because as much as you say we come to the playoffs and guys rise, well, the other teams rise up too. And to be honest with you, I think a team like Seattle, a team like the Rams, those teams may be as talented, if not more talented, and more hungry, because they don't have a championship. And Philadelphia, you got one.
Bears?
Chicago? These teams are hungry.
49ers?
I don't agree with that. They're just going to rise up.
Here's the thing about the 2 teams. A couple of the teams you mentioned. One, San Francisco, I get. Rams, I get. Been there, done that. They've got guys on offense in particular that have been there and done that. Now, not San Francisco hasn't won a Super Bowl. The Rams have won 1 Super Bowl. I'd say when you're talking about Chicago and you're talking about Seattle, haven't been there and done that. So how are they going to react in the playoffs? And it's I say you could flip a switch. It's, for somebody who hasn't been there, as Terry pointed out, it does go way up.
But at one point, Philadelphia hadn't been there.
Right.
At one point,
no question,
all of us hadn't been there. But we got it together at the right time, and we got there.
And at this point, Philadelphia is still behind both Seattle and Chicago, meaning if they go into the playoffs like this, Philadelphia would have at most 1 home game and then have to play those teams on the road. Much more to talk about. We continue here on the OT, brought to you by Ford. Cooper DeJean.
I know, DeJean.
DeJean. He's going to speak with Tom Brady after this. The team is back with a bear rescue, an office merger, and an iconic Bronco chase. Don't miss the special premiere of Animal Control, followed by an all-new episode of The Simpsons right here on Fox when we are done with the OT. We're going to continue talking about that big Buffalo loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Tom Brady apparently impressed with the Eagles' defense.
Today's player of the game is Cooper DeJean from this incredible defense. You guys played so well in the first half, gave up a few in the second half, but then it comes down to a two-point play to win the game. Tell me about the resilience of this defense and what you found out about your teammates today.
Yeah, a lot of guys that just love to fight and love to play for each other. You know, that's great. Anytime you get guys who play for each other and have fun out there on the field, it makes it easy. It makes it easy.
Absolutely. And how did you guys, and we haven't seen this much from the Bills offense. I think they have a phenomenal offense. How did you guys make it so hard on them today? There was just no room for them to breathe.
Yeah, I think our guys up front did a great job of trying to contain him in the pocket. And it's just rushing coverage working together. You know, we were able to do our stuff in the back end, you know, let the boys up front eat. And I don't know how many sacks we had today, but it had to been a few. You know, just rushing coverage working together, just like it's worked all year. You know, we got to keep it going.
Yeah, you certainly do. And last week you were Defensive Player of the Week. Today, career high in tackles, doing so well in the run game, so well in the pass game. Is there anything you can't do, Cooper?
There's some things out there I can't do, I'm sure. We're just having fun, though, you know.
It looks pretty good to me. Yes, you are having fun. You should enjoy that flight home. Congratulations, and keep it going.
LFG, baby.
There you go. There you go. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
He was happy
Kept
with that,
it
wasn't he?
clean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what he did right there. Good Iowa boy, basically. All right. There were other games going on, obviously, here in Week 17, so let's catch you up as the Giants knock off the Raiders to end their 9-game losing streak. The Raiders have the inside track of the top pick in the draft. The Jaguars have now won 7 straight. They're 1 win away from capturing the AFC East title. New England wrapped up the AFC East. The Buccaneers, they lose for the 7th time in the last 8 games. Carolina loses as well. That sets up a matchup next week for the NFC South crown. Pittsburgh falls to Cleveland in a game that, had they won, they would have wrapped up the AFC North, so they will face Baltimore next week. The winner will take the division. Meanwhile, in a couple of games that don't have playoff implications, the Bengals win big, and the Saints have now won 4 in a row. Here's the up-to-the-minute playoff picture, and they're in the AFC. You see what's left to be decided is the AFC North. Steelers and Ravens, they will play in Week 18, with the winner being the division champion. And in the NFC, the Panthers and Bucs face off next week. Tampa needs to win and have Atlanta lose one of their last 2 to win the division. Otherwise, if Carolina wins, they wrap up the division. Let's get inside some of the winning locker rooms here this week, starting with the victorious Eagles.
You come out here with a win in a heavyweight bout. That's a heavyweight bout. It's a good football team, right? Defense. Wow. 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 Wow.
It is critical we finish this thing out the right way. Okay, you got 7 days left to work, okay? Those 7 days are gonna start on Wednesday. But when you guys come in on Wednesday, you better be locked in for 4 straight days of work, and we kick ass on Sunday. You got me on that? Who they? Who they? Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Who they? Who they? Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? No.
Hey, love you guys, man. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Hey, pass on me. Pass on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, Week 17 wrapping up. So, Jay Glazer, let's start to focus on Week 18 and who's healthy.
All right, well, look, 2 big games you just talked about. One of them, Pittsburgh against Baltimore next week. Darnell Washington, tight end for Pittsburgh. He went down today, broken arm, out for the rest of the year. T.J. Watt, look, they're hopefully he can come back next week, but Mike Tomlin actually wants to see him practice all week before making a decision. As far as Lamar Jackson playing in that game, I was told Lamar was really banged up this past week with a back injury. I was told that he locked up badly late last week, loosened up this weekend, and they are optimistic and go next week. And also, San Francisco, Seattle. Seattle came out unscathed today. George Kittle, he's out today. They do expect him to go next week. And one more thing, next week we have our coaching carousel segment on Fox NFL Sunday. I'm going to lead off, though, tonight. Aaron Glenn, after getting blown out by New England today, people are saying, is he gone? No, he'll be safe. I'll tell you the rest next week.
All right. Remember in that Pittsburgh game, DK Metcalf still out suspended as well. Let's talk about who won the day today, starting with you.
Me?
Yes, you.
I never get to start. Thank you. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, fellas. Thank
You're
you so
out of
much.
control, Terry.
What is this, the Academy
I am
Awards?
going to go to my home state, and the team that I love, the New Orleans Saints. And I'm going with Tyler Shuck, their young quarterback out of Louisville. And I tell you, he's a second-round pick. And today they had their most points they scored all year, 34 points. And more importantly now, the Saints are starting to figure out this offense, this defense. They have now won 4 in a row, scored the most points they've scored all year. That's 34 points. I'm going to go with Tyler Shuck. He's my guy.
You know, a team that, you know, I think kind of flies, particularly a defense that I think flies under the radar. We talked about Philadelphia and how great they were, and they were great today, particularly at the end. We're talking about Seattle versus Carolina, held them to 139 yards total yards and 1 for 11 on third down. Pretty amazing performance.
I would say Jacksonville. I mean, who would have thought? Jacksonville's winning 7 straight games. Trevor Lawrence, even though the game probably a little closer than you expected against Indy, I mean, just great to see Jacksonville. It's great to see the Pats, the Jags, the Broncos, Panthers, Seahawks, all these teams we haven't seen in years rise to the top, so congratulations, Jacksonville.
And I got to go with Drake May. He had the NFL's best completion percentage this season. It was his first career 4,000-yard season, you know, throwing for over 4,000 yards. Very impressive for a young guy like him. And also he threw for 5 touchdowns today. And on top of that, the New England Patriots clinched their division. They're going to the playoffs. Hat and T-shirt day for them today.
You picked somebody with the Patriots, Gronk. That is so
I know. Aren't you so surprised?
We're going to be back with more as we wrap up the OT in Week 17 right after a quick timeout.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. For NFL news and highlights, go to NFL.com.
So the Eagles get the win to go to 11-5. A tough day for Josh Allen and the Bills, who dropped to 11-5 and at number 7 seed in the AFC. We'll get you all set for Week 18. We'll see you next Sunday. Right now, the season premiere of Animal Control starts now.
Happy New Year.